Good morning. Welcome back to Slim's Automotive Repair. Today we have a back seat out of a Chevy Sonic. As you can see, it's all ripped up and nothing good. I guess too many dogs or little kids or whatnot jumping up and down. So what we're going to do is take this off. We're going to take all this material off of here and we're going to repair this seam from underneath so we can get this seat back to the customer in as new or better shape. So what you're going to need to do is when you take it out on the Chevy Sonic, you'll have these little loops right there, and you're going to go ahead while it's in the vehicle and put your hands under here and just pull up with a quick snatch on each side, and then feed your seatbelt buckles back through the holes so you don't rip them any worse, and it should just wiggle on out of there. So once you get it out, you're going to need to take and flip it over. This is such a basic job. Anyone can do it. You can usually order material off of eBay if you don't feel like running the thread and needle on it. But to do this particular job, you're just going to need your hands, some good old-fashioned elbow grease to snatch it up out of the car, a pair of side cutters, just like that, a pair of needle nose pliers right there, and then you're going to have, let's see if we can see that, a bunch of these little clips, little hog rings is what you're going to replace them with if you wreck the original factory ones, cut them or stretch them out too far. You're going to need them, and you're going to need a pair of hog ring pliers. You can usually pick them up on eBay, Amazon, or at your local feed and tack store, and I recommend shopping local. I picked them up I think for $10 down at the local feed store, and the extra hog rings you can see, Decker's Hump Hills pig rings, cost me $4.95 for a pretty decent pack of them, more than enough to get this job done. So you can see, let's see if I can brighten this up for us. Oh, possibly not. But right here, all up and down this seam, where the yellow meets the material here, you're going to have these rings. You just want to carefully grab a hold of them, give them a little twist, find the beginning of them. If you're trying to save them, you can try to find it. Yep, just give it a little twist and they'll pull right up out of there. Just like that, they just stretch out, and just that little bit is what you need. And they just pop out nice and easy. And that goes for around the whole perimeter of this seat. And that's all you're going to want to do. Is just pull them on out. Said nothing too major, too hard. Make sure you get them all too. Don't like trying to put this thing back together and still having old metal, old rings. If you do cut them, watch out for both sides. They do get sharp, man. You'll end up shredding your fingers, not paying attention. They also good if you got teenage kids that want some free piercings. You can go ahead and run one of them through their nose, their upper lip, their eyebrow. Heck, help them out a little bit, save a little bit of money. Who doesn't love a home piercing? With that being said, all jokes aside, we almost done. Like I said, this doesn't take but a couple minutes to run this. The worst part about it is trying to get the inside seams. And like this, pay attention to exactly how these are all clipped together, so when you go to put it back, you know exactly where your rings are going to go. This one, we just go ahead and cut that one, since we do have extras we can work with. I don't want to take the chance of ripping this material. You need to run it off like that. Now with all that, just give it a little little tug, a little stretch. It's like a pair of basketball shorts. You can see the strings right there and right there on each side. It'll come back in and that'll be good for coming back around and tightening, since we are going to be using this same upholstery material. You just want to skin it on down, both sides. Then we get the flip. When we get the flip, you're going to notice, go ahead and turn all this stuff inside out. Just like that there. I know everyone thinks automotive, nobody bothers to stop and think about upholstery. What the world? We got to take all this, but I'm here to try to show everybody that it all comes with. Now inside, you have them same rings. See if we can't get the camera a better view down in here. Get my fat hand out of the way. Down in here, you can see we got a ring connected on that little wire. And it's going to be another one right there. And as we go, another one right there. And you don't want to rip the foam. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see. Yeah, right there you can see that wire that runs in the foam. Now it ain't connected by nothing but foam. It's just hot inlaid and pressed. Your best bet is going to be try to get those extra rings, because you're going to end up having to cut some of these off inside to make your life easier. Make sure you don't rip that foam out, because if you do, you're just going to have to buy a whole new seat. So we're going to reach down and just give them a little snip. Oh my goodness, if we can. Now I ain't saying it's so dainty you can't put a little pressure, just watch your amount. And then just work it on through this. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. See how nice that's popping? Just them 3 rings right there. And it's going to be like that the whole way around the seat. I'm not trying to take this whole seat cover off when the only bad spots I have are back here on this side. But that's all you're going to do. You're just going to have to clip them. And then when you go back to put that on back together, I'll bring you a part 2 as soon as I'm done finishing up removal on that. After I get this thing all stitched up on the inside. And when I stitch it up, I'm just going to take the original material right there. I'm going to fold it back in where the thread had just come off. It didn't rip or tear. The thread just pulled from shoddy workmanship, I'm going to say. Maybe they run out of thread. They didn't double stitch it. Not too sure. It happens. It happens a lot to a lot of seats. I'm just going to fold it back over, run my double stitch on that side, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to put it all back together, and we'll go from there. As always, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, follow, recommend me to your friends if you guys like what you see. I appreciate you watching. As always, have a great day.